Back when I was in high school, I was the editor for our school yearbook. I learned loads of publishing skills, including developing photos in an actual darkroom, writing corny captions, and designing creative layouts. As part of making layouts, I learned the term full bleed. This is where you take a photo or some text or any design element and you run it right up to or even over the edge of the page. Normally, you would have a margin around each page, but with full bleed, you have a picture that breaks out of the traditional constraints and extends off the edge. Now, for a high school yearbook, full bleed is a good thing. For your life, it's not. You see, far too often in my life, I have existed in a state of full bleed, filling every square inch of my time, pushing myself to the edge, living without margins, fully bleeding myself out. Now, one of the greatest reasons for this is technology. Now, don't get me wrong, I love technology, and it certainly can be a force for good, as it has often been in my life. It's allowed me to make amazing friends from all around the world and improve education for children and have a rewarding career. But there's also a dangerous side. It is so powerful and so convenient and so expansive, it can consume your entire life if you let it. There will always be another email to read or write. There's always one more blog post or website or YouTube video to explore. The Twitter stream is actually an unending river, and Facebook has no bottom. You can scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll forever, and you will never reach the end. And it's all very justifiable, retweeting a resource from an edtech friend or staying up until 1 a.m. writing a new blog post on a creative way to use a Google tool, working late to record a webinar to teach others, squeezing in time to stay up to date on the latest and greatest. Unfortunately, our culture rewards full bleed. We wear bags under our eyes like a badge of honor, and we take pride in how few hours of sleep we can get by on. But we need margin in our lives. Margin is there for our safety. Think of the guardrail along the side of a twisting mountain road. It provides a space between you and a 100-foot plummet. There's no actual danger at the guardrail. The danger's 6 feet away. The margin is there for when, not if, there's going to be an accident, so there'll be room to swerve and adjust and recover. In the same way, life will go wrong. Maybe an illness or loss of a job or the end of a marriage or the passing of a loved one. We need margin in our lives to see the warning signs, to have time to make changes, to avoid making things even worse. But now margins aren't just about avoiding the bad. Margins are where real life can happen. In a book, we use margins to jot down notes about what we've learned, how we've been inspired, and what we want to explore. The same thing can be true in life. You see, when we work ourselves to the bone and fill up every square moment and split our attention multiple ways, we can miss out on the best of life. Because life happens in the margins. Life happens when we take the time to have a meal with a friend, when we turn off our phone and actually look someone in the eyes and listen to what they're saying. Life happens when we walk away from the computer and take a walk through the woods, when we intentionally choose to do nothing, to give ourselves the gift of no agenda, to stop, to be present, to play, to simply live in the moment. Now, I don't share these thoughts as someone who has this all figured out. I share this as the guilty party. Far too often I have lived in full bleed with no margin in my life. But I'm trying to change. You may have noticed I've not blogged as frequently or made as many videos or shared as many tweets. I'm still doing these things, but just not as much. I'm trying to find margin. I've been catching up with old friends and making new. I've been playing with my grandkids and painting my house and reading books and going for walks and listening to music and cooking awesome meals. And I encourage you to do the same thing. As you go through your life and are surrounded by so much awesome technology, I encourage you to take a break. Put your phone in Do Not Disturb mode and connect face to face with the wonderful people all around you. When you work, work well, but know when to stop, to play, to live. Leave margin in your life, and I'll leave margin in mine, and I hope to meet you there. Thanks so much. Take care.